Jimmy was trying to explain about, God's order,
Yes,
of
authority.
submission. And when someone is called into an office as the president of a network, that if you can't submit to that authority, you remove yourself from it.
Joni Lamb is one of the most well-known names in the world of televangelism, where faith, family, and fervour often intertwine in ways that make both followers and critics take notice. As the co-founder and president of Daystar Television Network, Lamb has long been a prominent figure in Christian broadcasting, overseeing a platform that reaches billions of viewers worldwide. Daystar was built on the premise of spreading the gospel, offering a safe space for spiritual guidance and fostering an environment of faith and hope. However, in recent years, Joni Lamb has found herself at the centre of a deeply personal and troubling scandal involving her family. What happens when a family's private pain becomes public fodder? What is the truth behind the accusations? And how does one navigate such a controversy when it involves both personal and professional stakes? The situation at hand has sparked national attention, stirring discussions about faith, trust, family values, and the intricate balance of power in famous religious families. The claims made by Lamb's son Jonathan and his wife Suzy have not only shocked the public, but also set off a whirlwind of denials, legal threats, and emotional responses, bringing the very foundation of the Daystar legacy into question. The allegations: a family torn apart. The controversy began when Jonathan and Suzy Lamb made serious accusations against Joni Lamb and her late husband, Marcus Lamb. According to Jonathan and Suzy, Joni and Marcus had covered up the sexual abuse of their granddaughter, an accusation that shook the foundation of Daystar Television Network. The claims, which were first reported by investigative journalist Julie Roy, suggested that these events took place between 2020 and 2021. The specific incidents detailed by Jonathan and Suzy involved two separate events that reportedly occurred at a preschool and a family retreat. According to their account, their daughter had been touched inappropriately by a boy at preschool. While Joni Lamb claims she immediately accompanied Suzy to inform the school about the alleged incident, Jonathan and Suzy say the situation was mishandled. More alarming was their claim regarding a family member named Pete, who was allegedly seen alone in a room with their naked daughter during a Daystar executive retreat in Miramar Beach, Florida. The couple also said their daughter later disclosed that she had been abused by Pete. They immediately reported the incident to the authorities, but the case was reportedly closed due to the child not being able to cooperate with the investigation. In their version of events, they claimed their daughter became emotionally closed off after the meeting with Jonathan. These claims quickly escalated, drawing attention from both the public and media. Joni Lamb's denials, a response of defensiveness. In an emotional broadcast of her talk show, Joy TBL, Joni Lamb responded to the allegations with fierce denial. She categorically rejected the accusations, stating that she had never lied about any matter, and that Marcus had never lied. According to Lamb, the entire story was fabricated by a low-level blogger with no knowledge of the situation. She accused this individual of being part of a larger smear campaign aimed at destroying her family. Joni made it clear that she was adamant in her belief that the claims were simply misunderstandings that had been blown out of proportion. She also gave a different account of what transpired at the retreat in Miramar Beach. Lamb explained that during the alleged incident, she had been holding a baby and talking with her grandson. She defended Pete's actions, asserting that there was no inappropriate behaviour and that Jonathan's reaction was excessive. The defence extended to the preschool incident as well. Joni explained that she and Suzy had been proactive in reporting the incident, but that accusations of neglect and concealment were unfounded. Lamb also suggested that Suzy's paranoia might have led to the accusations and that Pete had never acted inappropriately. In her mind, these events had been misinterpreted, and she reiterated that there was no truth to the allegations of abuse. Legal battles and media fallout. As the claims made by Jonathan and Suzy gained traction, Daystar Television Network's legal team entered the fray, sending a strongly worded letter to Julie Roy's Roy Report, demanding that the article be retracted. Despite the pressure, Roy stood by her reporting, maintaining that she had conducted her investigation with journalistic integrity. She also pointed out that Lamb had been given ample opportunity to respond to the accusations. The tension continued to escalate, and the stakes grew higher as lawyers exchanged letters, further deepening the rift within the Lamb family. Daystar's reputation and future were now at risk, and the public spectacle was only growing larger. Julie Roy, the journalist who broke the story, expressed doubts about Joni Lamb's version of events, particularly regarding why Lamb had allegedly asked to meet with the child, and why the investigation into Pete's actions had been closed so abruptly. These lingering questions cast a shadow over Joni's denials and fueled the ongoing controversy. A family divided, trust and betrayal. At the heart of this scandal is a family torn apart by accusations of betrayal, secrecy, and mismanagement. Jonathan and Suzy Lamb have publicly expressed their feelings of betrayal, claiming that they were not heard and supported by Joni, despite their attempts to seek justice for their daughter. They have repeatedly said that their journey was one of frustration and isolation, and that their attempts to address the situation were ignored by the leadership of Daystar. On the other hand, Joni Lamb has spoken about her heartbreak over the public airing of these accusations, which she sees as deeply unfair and hurtful. She maintains that she has always been a loving mother, grandmother, and leader, and that these claims are part of a wider effort to discredit her and her family. For Joni, the accusations represent not just a personal attack, but an attack on everything she has worked for in her career and ministry. The broader impact: faith, family, and leadership. This scandal has prompted broader conversations about the responsibilities of faith leaders, the dynamics of power within religious families, and the difficulty of addressing abuse claims in tightly knit communities. In the case of Daystar Television Network, these issues are compounded by the public's faith in the Lamb family's leadership. Faith-based media organisations like Daystar often operate within an ecosystem of trust, where viewers and followers place their confidence not just in the content they produce, but in the integrity of the leadership. For many of Daystar's supporters, the accusations against Joni Lamb are deeply troubling, as they call into question the very principles of transparency, honesty, and accountability that Daystar espouses. For others, the situation raises important questions about how abuse claims are handled within religious communities. Abuse scandals are not new to faith-based organisations, but they often take on a more complicated nature when they involve well-known leaders. The public's response to the controversy has been divided, with some voicing strong support for Joni Lamb and others advocating for a full and thorough investigation into the claims made by Jonathan and Suzy. The path to resolution. What lies ahead? The future of this scandal is uncertain. Will the Lamb family be able to reconcile, or will the rift prove irreparable? Whether through court proceedings, more media coverage, or private reconciliation, the outcome of this situation will undoubtedly have a lasting effect on everyone involved. The controversy surrounding Daystar Television Network and its leadership has become more than just a family dispute. It has become a case study in power, trust, and the complexity of human relationships. For Joni Lamb, this is a defining moment in her life and leadership. She faces an uphill battle to clear her name and restore her reputation. The emotional and legal fallout from these accusations will have far-reaching consequences, not just for her family, but for Daystar as an institution. For millions of viewers who have long relied on Daystar for spiritual guidance, the question remains: can they trust the leadership of Joni Lamb moving forward? The Joni Lamb controversy. Allegations, denials, and the fight for truth. Joni Lamb, co-founder and president of Daystar Television Network, is at the center of a complex and controversial family dispute that has captivated the media and divided public opinion. As a well-known televangelist and media figure, Lamb has built a career based on faith, trust, and family values, overseeing a network that reaches billions of viewers around the world. However, a series of serious allegations against her and her late husband, Marcus Lamb, have cast a shadow over their legacy, raising questions about their actions, integrity, and the extent to which their family drama has been publicised. The controversy began when Joni's son, Jonathan Lamb, and his wife Suzy publicly accused Joni and Marcus of covering up the sexual abuse of their granddaughter. The accusations have been both shocking and painful for those involved, sparking heated debates about the role of faith leaders, family dynamics, and the power of the media in shaping public perception. What follows is a breakdown of the allegations, denials, and legal battles that have ensnared Joni Lamb and Daystar Television Network. The allegations, abuse and cover-up. The controversy centres around two separate incidents, one in 2020 and another in 2021, that Jonathan and Suzy Lamb claim were mishandled by Joni and Marcus. The first incident allegedly took place at a preschool, where Jonathan and Suzy say their daughter was touched inappropriately by a boy. According to their account, Suzy called Joni Lamb for support, and together they went to the school to report the incident. Joni has denied any wrongdoing and stated that she was simply there to support Suzy and her granddaughter. The more serious allegation involves a family member named Pete, who was reportedly seen alone in a room with their naked daughter at a Daystar executive retreat in Miramar Beach, Florida, in the summer of 2021. Jonathan and Suzy claim their daughter later told them she had been sexually abused by Pete. The couple says they confronted Pete and informed Joni, but Joni allegedly told them not to report the incident to the authorities. They also claim that after Joni met with their daughter, the child stopped talking about the alleged abuse, which Jonathan and Suzy found suspicious. The couple later reported the incident to the police, but the case was closed because their daughter would not cooperate with the investigation. In 2023, Jonathan and Suzy sought counseling for their daughter, and the counselor reportedly informed Texas Child Protective Services about the potential abuse. As of now, no official charges have been filed, but the accusations have continued to haunt the Lamb family, leading to further public scrutiny. Joni Lamb's denial, a defensive response. Joni Lamb has vehemently denied the accusations made by her son and daughter-in-law. During a recent episode of her show Joni Table Talk, she addressed the claims, calling them a campaign of lies designed to destroy her family. She categorically stated that she never covered up any abuse and that neither she nor Marcus had ever lied about the incidents in question. Joni further dismissed the allegations as the work of a low-level blogger who had no knowledge of the situation and had never heard the other side of the story. Joni's defense has been consistent. She insists that there was no cover-up, and the accusations are simply misunderstandings that have been blown out of proportion. She emphasized that she was present at the preschool incident and was involved in reporting it to the school. In response to the claim that she told Suzy not to report the alleged abuse to the authorities, Joni explained that she had no such conversation and denied ever discouraging anyone from taking legal action. Regarding the incident at the beach house, Joni Lamb argued that the story being circulated was completely false. She explained that during the retreat, Pete was simply spending time with a baby, and there was no inappropriate behaviour involved. According to Joni, her grandson had wanted to see the city view from the room, and Pete, along with Joni and the baby, went to the room where her granddaughter was to look at the view. She refuted the idea that Pete was alone with the granddaughter or that anything inappropriate occurred. The legal battle, defamation claims and threats of lawsuits. The controversy took on a legal dimension when Daystar's lawyer, Michael D. Anderson, sent a letter to Julie Roy, the investigative journalist who broke the story, demanding that she retract or correct her reports. The letter, sent on a Tuesday night, threatened legal action if the articles were not amended by the end of the week. Anderson's letter argued that the reports contained numerous false statements, which he claimed were part of Jonathan and Suzy Lamb's campaign against Daystar and Joni. He insisted that there was no evidence to support the claims made in the articles. In response, Roy's legal team stood by the accuracy of their reporting, defending their journalistic integrity. Attorney Christine Jones wrote that Roy's report had published Daystar's response to the allegations, including the statements provided by Joni Lamb. However, she insisted that the allegations were not false, as the Lambs had been given ample opportunity to provide substantive responses to the claims. Roy's team made it clear that they would not retract the articles, asserting that they had reported all points of view and had conducted a thorough investigation. The standoff between Daystar and Roy's report has only heightened the public scrutiny surrounding the allegations. With both sides refusing to back down, it remains to be seen whether legal action will be taken or if the matter will be resolved through other means. The questions that remain: unanswered issues. While Joni Lamb has denied any wrongdoing, there are still many unanswered questions about the events that led to the accusations. Julie Roy has pointed out several inconsistencies in Joni's account, particularly regarding the alleged meeting with Jonathan and Suzy's daughter. Roy has asked why Joni Lamb allegedly met with the child alone after she reportedly disclosed the abuse. Why did the child stop talking about the abuse after the meeting with Joni? Why was the internal investigation into Pete's actions ended prematurely, according to a counsellor involved in the case? These questions have yet to be fully addressed by Joni Lamb, and they continue to fuel speculation about the truth behind the allegations. While Joni insists that the accusations are false, the public remains divided, with some siding with her and others demanding a thorough investigation into the claims made by Jonathan and Suzy Lamb. The impact on Daystar, trust and public perception. The ongoing scandal has significant implications not only for the Lamb family, but also for Daystar Television Network. As a prominent Christian media outlet, Daystar relies on the trust and support of its viewers, many of whom look to the network for spiritual guidance. The allegations of abuse and cover-up have shaken this trust, and the network's reputation is now at stake. For Daystar's supporters, the controversy has raised important questions about the role of faith leaders in handling difficult situations and the transparency of religious institutions. Some have expressed support for Joni Lamb, praising her for her honesty and defending her against what they see as a baseless attack. Others, however, have sided with Jonathan and Suzy, calling for a full and impartial investigation into the allegations and demanding that the truth come to light. The future of Daystar and its leadership is now uncertain. As the legal battles continue and the media attention intensifies, it remains to be seen how the network will navigate this crisis and whether it can rebuild the trust of its audience. The path forward: a family in crisis. The scandal involving Joni Lamb and Daystar Television Network is far from over. The Lamb family remains divided, and the legal and media battles continue to unfold. While Joni Lamb has denied all allegations and defended her actions, the questions surrounding the case have not been fully answered, leaving the public in suspense. For Jonathan and Suzy Lamb, the road ahead is also uncertain. Their claims of abuse and cover-up have led to a public fallout with Joni, and their personal lives have become the subject of intense scrutiny. The emotional toll of this controversy has been significant for everyone involved, and it remains to be seen whether the family can heal or if the rift will be permanent. In the broader context, the scandal has raised important questions about the intersection of faith, family, and power within religious communities. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of human relationships, especially when those relationships are played out in the public eye. As the situation continues to unfold, the lessons learned from this case will have lasting implications for faith-based media organizations and the way abuse claims are handled within religious communities. Conclusion: a story that keeps unfolding. The ongoing scandal involving Joni Lamb, her family, and Daystar Television Network is a deeply complex and emotional story. It touches on issues of trust, power, faith, and accountability, raising important questions that have yet to be fully answered. As the media attention continues and the legal battles progress, it remains to be seen what the future holds for Joni Lamb and her family. One thing is certain: the road to resolution will not be easy, and the impact of this controversy will be felt for years to come.